you pregnant and alone? You have options. The Sanctuary of Hope offers expectant mothers ages 12 to 22 a place to live, medical care, counseling, continued education, and options to raise your baby in a loving environment or help you with adoption. We want to help provide you and your baby with a bright future. Call us or email us today and let's walk through this together. 210-499-1554 or sohcares.org. All inquiries are confidential.
The Dear Agency specializes in helping you understand your coverage before you need it. We offer all lines of personal and commercial insurance, including auto, home, and life. Contact Don Deere at 210-507-2169 and visit us at 7529 North Loop 1604 in Live Oak, Texas, or farmersagent.com/ddeer.
You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. It's your host, John-Marc Reed, on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And man, we have a special guest today on this Sunday morning. We're going to talk to John-Marc Lucid. He is a filmmaker out in San Antonio and Austin area. And today we're going to learn all about him and his business, man. So I want to welcome to the show. How are you doing today, sir?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Tell us, how did you get started and what inspired you, man?
I got first started by music, actually. You know, I was into the music industry as a producer, songwriter, artist. And so the music got me into wanting to make videos. Started with music videos. And then I think it was just kind of caught on that I actually had a niche for it before I actually realized. It was more like, okay, we got songs, but we don't have videos, so let's get some videos done. And that's how it basically started, through music.
What kind of music were you into, man?
Mostly 90%, well, maybe 70% reggae. Like my whole genre just engulfed into dancehall reggae and roots reggae. And so my friends, that's where the music videos started. You know, one of the first projects I did was in Jamaica. I had just got the camera. I just got a camera. It was a Canon T3i. It seems like that's a lot of people's first camera. Yeah, the dude had just got done recording the track at the studio, Jehovah Evil. And I was like loving the song and asked him if I could shoot a video for it. He was like, okay. And we did it. It was cool. It was like, you know, filmed it right there for free, and came back to the States and came back to Texas and edited it and got it to him about 2 weeks later. He loved it. And I was like, that was good.
Before we get too further down the road, man, where are you from?
I mean, I'm from here now, San Antonio, but originally when I was younger, I was raised in New York, Long Island, Queens, and I spent some time in Miami. I moved around a little bit. And my parents are from Haiti. Both my parents from Haiti. Nice,
because I was going to get to like what kind of inspired you growing up too, because I know this wasn't just like something that just randomly happened, man. Like, you know, when you grow up, you're exposed to certain things. So what was like childhood for you?
Growing up, that was the kind of music my cousins, my brothers were listening to, and I just fell in love with it. I mean, I like you know, other genres too, you know, rap and R&B. I definitely got a love for that too. And I think it's kind of a fusion, but those roots and elements, the reggae elements, just can't go anywhere. So
talk about like the culture of like just the community in New York when you were growing up.
When I was in New York, which I was still, you know, a young kid actually. So I was like, I guess shy. I wasn't out a lot. First of all, I wasn't driving yet because I was still young. I really just think I was a quiet kid, you know, and just trying to stay out of trouble and not get picked on. I feel like I wasn't cool yet or nothing like that either. When I was in Florida, I kind of got a little more involved in the culture and stuff like that. But I just kind of kept to myself, man. And in New York, I wasn't a big kid, so I wasn't able to run around the streets and do the New York life type thing, to be honest. It just wasn't, honestly, I didn't start getting into anything like that until more when I got here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I got here, then I was, you know, kind of exposed to different type of edgy things.
Talk to us the process of you, because you mentioned how the first camera work in the studio, but when it came to having the opportunity to turn this into the actual business, man, how was that process where you started to find clients who had that need of production work?
It's still today, it's kind of like, sneaking up on me. Like I didn't realize. I was just telling my friend just now that I wish I had, cause she was reminding me about some of the days before. I was like, oh, they're calling you a cinematographer now. She remembers when I was just using some random camera to help her out with her video. I kind of feel like I wish I had realized it. It just kind of snuck up on me. Like I didn't realize this is the direction things would take. Like I said, I was in the game as a producer. And I think it took me a second every few months. And then every year I'm like, this seems to be the demand. This seems to be something I'm good at. And, little by little, I just, like even now, I'm realizing like, this is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing. But for music videos, yeah, the creativity is a whole nother level, obviously. So I'll listen to a song and some artists have no idea what they want and some do. So it depends, right? But when I can just, hear a song, and if I have the pleasure of hearing a song I like, especially, that really makes the biggest difference. Like even when people give me praise and be like, oh, it's so creative and so good, so well shot. The beginning of the video is the song really to me too. So I mean, maximum credit has to go to the artist, the producer who put together the song to give me in the first place. So I listen to it and sometimes it speaks to me right away. As soon as I hear it, I'm seeing things already right away. Sometimes I just listen to it a few times and it starts building up and I just get into my zone and I got a whiteboard at home and I start writing. I start taking notes. I'm listening to it, start writing, start taking notes, and it just kind of starts flowing and just goes in and goes in. And then after like the most part of it, I might be in that zone for about an hour and then I come out and I have a good idea about how this, visually looks to me.
Yeah, as a creative, do you find yourself having the client involved heavily for a music video, for example? Or do you just kind of present them the idea and they just kind of let you cut loose?
They're all different. It's one artist or band is different than the next. And sometimes they get more involved than others. Sometimes they get more involved than I really would want them to be honest. So, and they know that. So like some of them are my friends and some of them are people that I barely know. And I always will welcome the input, the advice, and we can collaborate and work on it together. And then I realize there are certain points that it can be counterproductive. And so I kind of give this disclosure when I get on the set too, because I'm a friendly guy, I think. I mean, most people would say I'm friendly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it's a certain line that can't cross.
When I'm on set though, like my mind goes a little different. And so my zone is different. And so I'm real short. I hear myself, like later I'm hearing myself, like I know I don't normally speak like that. Mm-hmm. It's just that I don't.
You're trying to manage the project.
I'm trying to manage the project. And then yes, please and thank yous, take time away.
Right.
Or it gets me off track. So when I'm in the zone, I'm just real like particular about what goes in and out to not distract me and take away, cause I'm working like predominantly as a one-man crew. I might have an assistant with me. Mm-hmm. And some of these videos or movie sets have mass of people on the set crowd controlling, all type of stuff. So when I'm there, I'm doing this by myself. So I got to crowd control too. So I got to tell people quiet on the set. Mm-hmm. I got to tell people, take your places, stop talking over what we're doing, stop questioning me.
Right. Because that is like the most important part of your job as a creator, right? Yeah. You had this vision before. Right. So for that to even come to life, you had to put people in places.
Yeah. And it's not like concrete in stone that whatever we wrote down and came in that we have to do. But I need the flexibility and I want to, we want to keep it more or less on track. It's just that some people get excited too and some good ideas can come out of that. And sometimes it's not so good. So depending on the artist, some artists will be like, whatever you tell me to do, they already saw my work. They already trust me. So that's why I'm here. So whatever you tell me to do, I'm doing it. I trust you. You got the vision. You know what you're doing. And then the other artists might have a little bit more of input. I try to work with both and be flexible. At the end of the day, I just remind them that I'm trying to do what's going to be best for you and for me. If I get a crappy project, that means you do too. So whatever I'm suggesting or advising is in the interest of both of us.
And once again, you listen to Refocus Radio, 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Your host, Shamaya Reed, talking to Mr. John-Marc Lucid. Man, go to his website, lucidhouseproductions.com. When you are creating music videos, have you found there's a particular genre that you really like to cater towards, or anything inspires you?
Like I said, reggae was what I've done the most. Dancehall, and then rap and R&B, some rock. And probably a few other things that I'm forgetting, but I like good music at the end of the day. whether it's reggae or rock. I love good music, and I feel like I'm really, blessed and privileged that the music I've been sent has been stuff that I love.
Yeah.
The artists have given me music to work with from all the genres that I'm just like, man, I love this song. Start singing it while I'm editing, and for the next couple of days and next week it's in my head because I'm editing it, and I just love the music that I've been getting. So am I particular to a certain genre? Not necessarily. I think I'm just mostly particular to good music and better music, whatever it is. It's like, but again, I guess if I had to pick, I still love reggae.
And do you ever find yourself where you have to pick and choose projects? Like maybe an artist comes to you for an idea or whatever, but maybe they're still like in the new beginning stages of being an artist. So maybe they're not at the studio. They're like doing everything on their laptop or,
Right.
What do you say to them?
It doesn't happen a lot, but those elements are there. Those elements are there. And so then I have to take a stance as like, do I want to like, step on someone's toes? Am I staying in my lane? I don't want to be offensive. So it doesn't happen a lot. And if I do it very gently because it does make a difference in my video. Yeah.
Cause you're trying to keep a quality.
Exactly. And so if I put a video out that looks great, but it's not even mixed, there's a distortion everywhere, or it's not properly mixed, then that's my name on there too. And it does make a difference in the video. If the song is just kind of like I said, it's only happened like maybe a couple times. Like that's my things. But I always think about, what if I get a song that's, maybe it's not even the quality, it's the content.
Oh yeah.
I have my own values. We all have I like to keep things, positive, and I feel like somehow I got by without getting a bunch of music that's been conflicting to me. When it comes to quality, since I have this music background, I think it gives me a different edge as someone who just came into this as a film person, having a music background and knowing how to engineer and mix and produce.
And do you offer those services as well?
I do, but
you're more focused on the video.
So that way I can stay more focused on film, but I will open the studio up time to time. But to myself, I tell myself, I'm doing film now. Like before, it took me a while to catch on that, this is my avenue right now, actually, like I was saying. So I try not to get pulled back into the studio, but it happens. And plus I love music, so it's hard to.
That's unique because not everybody can do all those things. And it's unique to have that perspective of not just knowing how to produce, mix, and master songs, but having that visual polishing product that they can put out to the world. When you are giving clients the video, is there like a stage or process of previewing and feedback, or how does that work?
When it's done, I typically send it to them. Typically, this is what happens is I'll email them the file and they check it out, and they will either say, awesome job, great, I love it, and move on, or they say, or the same thing, but ask for a slight post edit. Can you change that one scene out? When I turn, I see my belly, or I see my double chin, or what, or I don't like that part right there. So there might be a small post edit. And so if they get a little post edit, change a couple, screens out real quick, and then that's it. A couple frames, change it. Usually that's how it goes. They check it out. Either nothing needs to be done or a minor adjustment needs to be done, and then we go from there. That's pretty much it.
And now switching gears a little bit to weddings that you also do, because man, weddings are very intense. Yes. Because you only get one shot.
I know.
Because once that moment is gone, it's gone forever.
Yeah. So
for weddings, for you, how do you manage the stress level when it's time to do your thing?
Man, you were right on point with that. And I think when I got into it, I was like, okay, I've been doing music videos, but I want to get into weddings too. I don't really think I was considering that aspect until I'm there and I'm realizing, why the heck am I so nervous right now? Like one thing that helps is having an assistant, whether they know what they're doing or not. I feel like just having another camera on them and having someone there with me helps me, which doesn't happen all the time. Yeah. Just in case stuff. I think the more that I'm doing them, I'm getting more comfortable though. But yes, there is that whole aspect of it's your one day.
The thing about it is you understand that this is someone's special day, right? And from everything from, the ceremony to the reception to the first dance, all that is so important moments. When you are capturing these moments with video, do you kind of just move on your feet and adjust as things are coming along?
Yes.
As far as activity?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I think the ceremony is the most pressure, right? When she's walking down the aisle, the actual ceremony itself. You got to get the walk, got to get the right angle, the kiss and the rings, all that stuff. Yeah. And the kiss, I mean, sometimes it happens so quick.
You miss that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes different churches or different settings and venues have different ways of doing things. Mm-hmm. The priest could just be like, okay, you may kiss the bride. And like, whoa, right now?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You gotta be, yeah.
So catching the ceremony and just being at the right spot. I'm moving around. I don't really use a tripod. I got my, gimbal stabilizer. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of the ceremony, I'm in a certain area, like the front. And then I have this, pattern that when she finally walks down, I move around. Mm-hmm. And then I get the other angle from shooting straight on. And then after the ceremony, I think everybody, including the bride, and everybody's just more relaxed.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's just like, okay.
It's like it's time to have fun now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I'm moving around the whole time. By the reception, I feel like I'm more, relaxed, like I said, and I'm still moving around and just flowing with the action. I'm not doing a lot of directing. The person who actually does a lot of directing actually turns out to be the photographer in my situations. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I work around them. Working with photographers is real interesting with weddings. It can be tough and it can be, great.
They can be your best friend, your worst.
Yeah, it can. I think I've probably had both, but it's fine. They have a lot of, all the time it seems like. I never came across one that didn't have these things that they normally do right after the ceremony to line up and get their shots. Like getting their shots is different for me. I'm more like approach it like a fly on the wall, catching the real stuff, like documenting this thing. And so when she's doing she's doing her photos, I'm working around them, and then very few directing I'll do. I might tell them to walk a little bit, do this, hold hands, boom, boom, done. Otherwise, I'm just catching the action, catching unique things that's happening, looking. As I'm looking through my lens or my screen, I'm also looking around to see what's interesting happening, what reactions I'm getting. Yeah, all that stuff. Just keeping my peripheral open just to catch the essence of the wedding itself.
And once again, you listen to I Am Refocused Radio on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, talking to Mr. John-Marc Lucid. See, the thing about weddings, man, the fun part is, the moments. But afterwards, it's the true test, the editing stage. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What are some of your tips and tricks to all those filmmakers who may be doing weddings? What's some of your best practices in post-production?
Well, awesome question, by the way. So I'm going to answer that by answering the music video part of it first, which is the editing process for that is what I've had more experience with, right? So I've had ways to grow and strategies to use to get to the point where now, depending on how I film a music video, I'm able to edit sometimes in a day, like a few hours sometimes even, if I did a good job filming, and depending on the type of video we did. So I feel really content with my editing process when it comes to music videos. The music is already there. So the audio is there. And I know how long it is too. Now the wedding.
I always get that.
So I already know the song is 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's 3.5 minutes. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it shouldn't take me 3.5 years. It could only just take, 3.5 hours. Who knows? It's just 3.5 minutes. Yeah. I know what the audio is.
Yeah.
With the wedding, I don't have any audio except for the vows and the stuff that was said, the toast and all those things. Mm-hmm. But I don't have the music. Everybody knows you have to have, I have the audio of what people said. But as far as the music, which everybody knows, this has to be music in the background, the video, that's not there yet. Okay. So finding the music for the video itself could take a little bit of time. Rather than someone sending me the song, I'm already done. Right? Half the battles are done. I already have audio. The artist sent me the song, it's done. Now I got to go through series of music to find it. Once I find a couple tracks, and I try to make it about 10 minutes. I know there's certain things that happen in most weddings anyway. The bouquet gets tossed. There's a cake. There's a ring. There's all these different things. So I realize that when it comes to the reception, that those elements have to be in there. And everything is only going to get about a minute or so. I'm still trying to find that good strategy to help in editing. For now, I know that I'm finding the music. I'm getting the crucial audio too, what they've said. And getting my audio down first, a lot of times. Then I can put the visuals on top. I do a lot of the chronological type of order for the most part. That's because I just feel like, to me, if I wasn't there and I want to know how the wedding went, then I can kind of watch it from front to end and get a feel of how the day went, you know? So it's a work in progress when it goes to that, when it comes to that versus the music videos. Music videos, I feel like I got it unlocked when it comes to editing. The weddings, it takes me longer, like a couple days longer.
You almost become part of the family to a certain degree.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up too.
And touch on that, man.
Yeah, because when someone has you at their wedding day, it's like you're at their wedding day. You're like the cousin.
You're almost VIP because you're there to capture everything important for those families. Right.
But you're also spending the day with them. And you're kind of close too. Yeah, so you are kind of VIP. You might be closer to them than most of the, even, close relatives. You might be closer to them than their uncle is that day. So with that said, it's good to get out of your camera also and realize you're with somebody. You're with somebody who's on the verge of passing out because they're so nervous, or who is getting so frustrated or worried about things not showing up.
Yeah, or happening on time.
Yeah, or happening on time. Where's the DJ? Where's this? All these different emotions going around on both sides. And so to be friendly and understanding with these people is really important. It's their day. You might turn around and thought you were a cinematographer. You end up as a counselor for a second.
Sometimes when you spend those moments with the father and the mother, they tend to be the magnet to everybody to keep the peace. Yeah. Because mom and dad's happy. And the daughter, of course, is happy. Right. It's that, like you were saying, it's building that relationship throughout the day.
The last thing you want to do is add to their issues already, which happens. I watch happen through photographers sometimes. Yeah. I never want to be that person though. I'm always thinking like, I'm going to try and get you a great video, but not like I do for music videos. Because music videos, I don't really stand for certain things. Like, they know I'm trying to do something great. This is me directing too, So for music videos, I'm only going to probably put up with so much rubbish before I'm just like, please keep like social distance times 5 right now, because you're messing up my scene.
Right. Yeah.
You're messing up my set. But for weddings, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get that shot by any means necessary, whether it means moving your grandma who has her, iPhone in the middle of the aisle and putting her in a headlock. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. I'm going to, ask her nicely or move her aside, because it is your wedding day and you need to be happy. You're not worried about the photographer or the videographer.
They don't get to do this every week.
No, we don't get to do this.
It's a one-time day.
Yes. So just let's have a good day. Yes, we're going to have a good video for you and good pictures for you. But let's have a good day above all. So I definitely always keep that in mind. And I think all of us, photographers and videographers, cinematographers, should always have that in mind, that this is their day and it's important to them, and and it's already stressful. So, let's be nice and let's be friendly and let's help them have a great day,
And once again, this is I Am Refocused Radio, your host, Shemai Reed, talking to Mr. John-Marc Lucid. You can go to his website, lucidhouseproductions.com. That's lucidhouseproductions with a S.com. And before we let you go, for the entrepreneurs out there, what words of wisdom that you can give to them? What would you say to them right now in these uncertain times, man?
Very interesting, Shemai. So when you asked me to come on the show, that was BC. That was before COVID. So now, whatever I was going to say about entrepreneurs, you see? So somehow I got, scheduled before, and now we're here. And, what do I say now? I was like, well, now everything seems like it's out the window. Is it out the window? I know to start with is, to not even think about ourselves, really. To me, is just like, I'm pressing pause in a lot of ways. Me even coming up here today, obviously, you probably imagine I was a little conflicted because of your stance and telling me the precautions you were to take, social distancing, everything is clean. And that alone was a start for me to say, okay, maybe I should do this. And since we're here, we should make it worth it so that people can leave with something that's essential. Since that's the deal we're in, non-essential versus essential.
Yeah.
I think when everybody presses pause, like I did too, stuff's been canceled, stuff's been moving back. The weddings have stopped. I wouldn't say stop, but postponed. Mm-hmm. But they're going to happen. I mean, people are going to, we'll make it through this, and people going to want to get married, and people still want to do videos, and people want to get back on life. I think it's okay to press pause and be safe and patient and loving and understanding and putting and reflect. For entrepreneurs right now, is like pressing pause outside doesn't mean you got to press pause inside.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
And when I say inside, I mean inside your house and inside yourself too, because we can do a lot of reflecting right now, a lot of planning, a lot of studying, networking online or whatever it is. For me, my concern is the whole situation, but I don't want to get too wrapped up because then I'll be paralyzed by not wanting to move and the fears and everything like that. I always wish the best for everybody doing what they need to do. Like my uncle in New York, he's a doctor and he's, helping patients right now with this. So at the end of the day, that's on the forefront.
Yeah. Peace,
blessings, and everybody making it through this well. So when we make it through, we'll see you on the other end. And in the meantime, it's okay to stay in and to plan and go within, and reflect.
Man, thank you for saying those words. That's timely for people to hear this right now, especially in these days that we live in. Once again, this is I'm Refocused Radio on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, talking to John-Marc Lucid. Make sure you go to his website, lucidhouseproductions.com, lucidhouseproductions with the S.com. And how can they follow you on social media?
Social media, John-Marc Lucid on Facebook, Lucid House Films on Instagram. Those are my main two platforms. YouTube as well as Lucid House Productions. And then the website has all the links to lucidhouseproductions.com, has all the links.
This is your host, Shemaya and I'm Refocused Radio on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Just like what John said, man, we're all in this together. Practice staying safe. And like we say on every single show, keep God first, stay focused, and peace.
Hi, San Antonio. Need a barber? Visit our good friend Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockafellas Barbershop in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road, and book your appointment today by calling 210-782-5188.